Okay, so making a video. Chances are if you've clicked on this video, it's because you've been baited by the outrage. I'll probably get a comment like, "Oh god, I'm sorry for you. You used to be good. Now you're supporting this shit." It's a comment you'll probably commonly see on LGBTQ plus videos. And it's likely from AI bots just searching across YouTube and for a video with the tags pride or LGBTQ plus. But also there's a few problems with this. And it's probably something that anti-LGBTQ plus people will catch on to. But I'm here to respond to that. LGBTQ plus isn't as complicated as people make it out to be, especially given the nature of it being similar to cisgender heterosexual people. But really, the problem is that people seem to get stuck in their own head, and they get stuck in these echo chambers as well, and don't think about anything else. The issue with this line of thinking is that it is in fact detached from reality. Knowing one person doesn't dictate how all of them act or appear. Knowing multiple gives you a better idea, but that still isn't good enough. But it's worth saying at this point, it's okay to be wrong so long as you do the right thing. That's what I used to be, really. I used to be homophobic and transphobic to an extent. I had all these ideas in my head that I never debated with anyone. In a sense, I was just presenting it as fact without actually having any evidence, and that's wrong. That's a very dangerous way of thinking, and you can't even achieve the basic respect and decency if you don't do that. But there's a chance you'll listen to this because you saw the title, LGBTQ plus extremist defends trans kids. And weirdly enough, there's not even a strong position because it is an important one. Don't get me wrong about that. But the point is, trans kids have a right to live. And I'm going to discuss this topic because it's something that puts a sour taste in people's mouths, including in progressive spaces. But the issue isn't simple to address, whereas the conclusion is. And overwhelmingly so as it spreads, as information spreads online or through word of mouth or acceptance. And the key word there is acceptance and respect. People begin to understand more about themselves and others. For example, if you exhibit certain traits of neurodivergency, you can easily see a correlation with what people have said about it, and thus begin to think you or someone you know is neurodivergent. To avoid bias of information, you should do your own research on the sources. I've got to pet this guy. Yeah. But with trans kids, this happens because of information and what the evidence says around gender dysphoria specifically. Because transitioning gender earlier leads to a lower suicide rate in children than adults, the consensual barrier becomes null and void. It literally becomes a must for people with gender dysphoria. And there are plenty of studies supporting this, based on what I've heard and read myself. With regards to my own bias, I'm not even so close to my beliefs that I live and die off them myself. With the exception that my logic and morality tends to be quite sound. I mean, I'm yet to see people actually refute what I've believed, and it seems to be a very difficult one to sort of respond to. It's no surprise, really. I feel it's important to be able to take an unbiased view on everything, because not being able to would make you unreasonable. Um, and even the things that you are directly affected by, you need to be unbiased towards, as this can help you, allow you to respect people and love them, as well as understand them. At the end of the day, if you come out of this with doubt or unsure, you can go back to whatever you believe. The only thing I can say here to dissuade you is truth isn't on your side. It favours demonstrable evidence, and truth cannot be erased. It ripples far and wide. Also worth mentioning as well, there was something else I completely forgot. It's not important. I'll probably remember if I reread it actually. I don't know. I might remember later actually. But if I do feel it's important, causing the least amount of harm possible is a very good sort of way of thinking. Because that can lead you to better places. But it's worth saying though, an LGBTQ plus person could be in your life right now. They could be a stranger you pass by daily, a friend, a family member, or even someone who sleeps beside you in your bed. And this, I've lost while reading other scriptures. The least you could do is show kindness. I don't know, I keep losing myself. And this is what God would want if you are religious. Not to mention the impact that LGBTQ plus people have on the world as it is, in their daily lives. It's something you severely underestimate, because it is literally, we're everywhere. It may not seem like it, but we are. And that's because we are actually everywhere. And it should go without saying, but journalism is usually guilty of disinformation as well, as they'll use anyone's able to paint a different picture about something, or some group, or someone even for that matter. They'll label disabled people as vile, and mentally ill people as evil, and even people of colour and other genders as criminals and manipulative liars, even without evidence to believe so. And sort of like on another topic as well, like vegan lifestyle, you get a lot of posts about that, and it's often because people are told something about their bad habits being bad. And you also get like strange posts, like apparently a vegan couple or something starves child to death on a vegan diet, and the problem with this is it doesn't have any evidence. Like, it's literally impossible to starve a child to death unless you actually starve them. It's got nothing to do with the diet. And most kids' food, from what I know anyway, like baby food for that matter, it's not even got fucking animal products in it. So again, the evidence and the truth is stacked against it. Like, it makes no sense. It's just such a dumb line of thinking. There's also like people who like die climbing Mount Everest. Like, the problem is that people pin that on something else. They pin it on either a health condition or, in this case, a vegan diet, and that's not what the evidence says. It's literally got nothing to do with that. So again, it's not about listening to the media, it's about listening to the evidence. If media has evidence, then sure, that's good enough to go on, as long as it's not being debunked already. If demonstrable evidence is the way to go, even from like a root standpoint. That's how you do it, essentially. That's how you figure out what's right and wrong. But I have to close this with saying, just because we don't understand something it doesn't always mean it's wrong. And it's worth growing up if you think that. If you think something that you don't understand is wrong. Yeah, thanks for listening. That's all I've got to say.